What's up, everybody? Chewy Internet coming at you today, and this time we're talking about One Piece chapter 1032. And I feel like it's been forever since we've gotten a One Piece chapter. I know it's only been 2 weeks, but I'm telling you, these breaks they get to me. They take too long sometimes, man. I'm like, come on, come back. Let's get back to the But I get it. Oda needs his rest sometimes. You know what I mean? He needs to refresh the engine. Get some rest and get back at it again. You know what I mean? His health is very, very important, so don't worry about him. It just feels like when I don't have One Piece for a week, man, it's like, oh man, it kills me. If you guys can't do me a favor, you can dislike the video, comment down below, give me your thoughts on this chapter, and give me your thoughts on everything that's going on with this, because I was just, I'm telling you, man, the things just keep happening, right? And I mean, it keep adding more stuff. We got CP0 in this chapter. We got a lot going on. Let's start from the beginning though. So let's go ahead and talk about what's happening at the beginning of this chapter, which is very, very important. Well, right now we have Marco the Phoenix and Izo heading towards the castle because Izo's concerned about the yokai monster, which means the fire monster that's burning on the building. And I'm wondering if Izo is going to be the one to maybe go in and put the finishing touches onto Kanjuro. Maybe Izo's thinking if Izo can kill Kanjuro, maybe the fire yokai monster will stop and it'll stop it in its tracks, and that's it. Maybe that's what's going on here. Also, Marco, funny because like Marco's trying to carry Izo and all that. And what's funny about this is like, Marco says he's injured, so he can't really carry Izo or whatever the case. I find that funny because he can just heal himself. He's a phoenix. Maybe there's some other condition, maybe there's some other thing that maybe he's just too tired to heal himself right now. I don't know, but I just thought that was hilarious, and I was like, oh my god, come on, Marco, please stop it. And as Marco's passing by, we get a glimpse of Big Mom going nuts, just doing whatever she's doing. And of course, I mentioned that the castle's on fire because of this yokai monster, and I'm thinking Izo's gonna put a stop to this. Like I said, probably killing Kanjuro officially, like for good, and stopping the yokai monster from getting down and blowing up Onigashima. I mean, I'm the island that's floating right now. So I don't know. Really interesting stuff there. So we're gonna see how that progresses going into the next few chapters and see what goes on there. But I think that's what happens at the end of it all. Oh, it should be cool. We're finally gonna get a character death, at some point in this chapter, in this arc. You know what I mean? So, and then we cut into, at this point, we go back to Apoo and X Drake. And of course, Apu's trying to convince Yamato that, hey, listen, I need your help. You know what I mean? I got the numbers. We can team up. We can do whatever. Blah blah blah. And of course, Yamato's not hearing anything of it. Yamato is like, dude, I gotta get down to the bottom. I gotta stop these weapons, man. If this whole island explodes, we all die. You know what I mean? Basically, I need to stop this. Like, I don't have time for this nonsense, this crap, or whatever. We need to go right now. And of course, X Drake is like, this Apoo just doesn't know when to stop, man. Like, dude, please, we're in a crisis now. We're in crisis mode, okay? And right now we got Fuga, who seems to recognize Yamato, and we're going back again. Somebody did mention that some of these numbers look similar to the samurai that helped out Yamato when she was a kid. So there's a lot of speculation saying that maybe Kaido defeated or killed these samurai, and then turned them over to Caesar Clown or Vegapunk or whatever for the giantification process, and basically turn them into like these mindless giant Onis or whatever that are just following Kaido's orders. So Fuga seems to recognize Yamato, so that this is like really hinting towards that. If that's the case, man, that's really dark, dude. Kaido's a terrible person to do that. I mean, we'll see what happens. Maybe that's what happened to Shimotsuki as well. I don't know. But right now, Fuga's going along with Yamato. I think Fuga's trying to help Yamato out or trying to fight her. I don't know. So they go on, they move on, and everything's starting to come together now. And what happens is, it mentions that this is the second floor, and what we see coming down from the ceiling, or from the ceiling, is Brooke and Robin coming down, and they're flying. They're trying to get away from CP0 because CP0 is on their butt. And they want no part of that smoke right now. Like Brooke and Nick and Robin don't want any part of that smoke right now, especially with no one's help. Like no one's strong really around. Like of course Yamato's there and all that, but Yamato's preoccupied with getting the weapons out of this place. We need to This island's about to explode. Like, come on. Like, I need to stop this. So right now they come down, they go and get on top of Fuga, and you know, CP0's just on them. They're chasing, they want Robin in the worst way right now. So they're about to fight. Brooke and Nico Robin like, screw it, we just gotta fight our way out and just figure this whole thing out. And as they're coming down, so does the fire monster. The fire monster's coming down and chasing right behind a CP0, and they get burnt a little bit, and it distracts them for a second, so Brooke and Nico Robin can make their escape. So it just keeps coming down, and it doesn't stop. It's just gonna literally go down into the basement until it hits the bombs, the next to weapons, and blows the whole thing up. So, you know, of course, Yamato turns around and she's gun-ho heading towards the basement, and she sees the fire monster. Like, what is that? And she's like, oh no. You know, at this point, Yamato's like, this is not good. If it gets down there, we're screwed, right? We're screwed. It gets down there, we're screwed. We're done. So this whole island will be gone, and that's the whole point of this. So, of course, once that happens, you know, Robin and Nico, Brooke and Nico Robin are like, okay, listen, the CP0 agents are behind that firewall, whatever that's there. We need to hightail it. We need to get the fuck out of here right now. Like, go. We need to leave. If we don't leave, we're done. We're cooked. So as that's happening, one of the cool things of the chapter that I liked a lot is Apoo was taking pictures of CP0 because, you know, that's very, you know, he's going to sell the story to Morgans. No, what's crazy about this, nobody knows that CP0, especially the government, there's the CP0, and they you know, they talk to other people in the government. They only what's the word I'm looking for here? They only address like the celestial dragons or whatever, you know, the higher ups or whatnot. They operate differently under the government, basically. And right now nobody really knows that CP0 is dealing with Wano, right? With weapons and all that stuff. And you know, so then Apoo, you know, reminds us that, you know, this is, if people find out about this is bad, right? This is a bad look for the government too. So taking pictures of CP0, and he says, I'm just gonna sell this to Morgans. And you know, one of the CP0 guys like, you should have just kept your mouth shut. Now I'm gonna fuck you up. Now I'm gonna ruin you. You know what I'm saying? Now I'm gonna beat your ass. So he goes and does I think it's the Shigan. I don't remember the attack that he do, but it's like a pointer, like right into the neck, boom, right into Apoo. And Apoo's like, oh, you know, gets stabbed like right in the throat. And of course, X Drake follows right behind. And it seems like CP0 knows that X Drake is like part of the government or is a part of Sword. They seem to understand it. They seem to know everything about X Drake right now. So, you know, of course, you know, they're doing some talks here. So now X Drake is joining the battle and trying to stop CP0. And as the Shigan attack is coming in, and I don't know if that's right, if that's wrong, tell me down below in the comment section. Apoo does his you know, sound attack, hits one of the CP0 members and knocks them down. And basically this goes ahead and sets up, and of course Apoo reminds us that he could use arm and hockey, which is okay, whatever. So right now this sets up X Drake, Apoo versus CP0. I don't think this battle is going to go anywhere. There's not going to be a clear winner or loser here. I think this is going to end mutually, and they're both just going to go their own separate ways. This is just a way for them to stall CP0 so Brooke and Robin can get away, so they can get to the real person that will definitely help them out. I think they'll run into Marco, and I think Marco will ultimately either deal with these guys or just be in front, or just help out Nico Robin, basically. That's what I think. That's what I think the end game is here. So we got that battle going on now, and of course, you know, you get a nice little shot with X Drake turning into the dinosaur, and then Pooh doing his thing. So now we get to the best parts of the chapter. Right now, we got King versus Zoro, and King is just doing all these crazy attacks with the Petrodon, like he peels back his head. Kind of reminds me of you ever watch Beetlejuice when the dude like puts his hair up or whatever, picks his head up or whatever, and all you see is his eyes and shit or whatnot, trying to scare people. That's what it looked like to me. So he stretches his face and then like shoots like a bullet or something. Like, I don't know what it was, but it was really interesting. And it seems like Zoro's having a really hard time with King, which is about time, right? Because we need Zoro, Sanji to have these battles where they're struggling, where they're fighting against high level competition and just being pushed. And it seems like King is doing that, and Queen as well. Queen will be doing that as well with Sanji. Like right now, Sanji has the upper hand, but I think he'll get to a spot where he's, Queen's got him on the back foot, and then Sanji makes the comeback and then does what Sanji does. So right now, seems like Zoro's on the back foot right now because he doesn't know how to deal with King right now, especially with this Petrodon nonsense. So then he does an attack, and of course Zoro kind of dodges it, and right now he's just on the back foot, he doesn't know what to do. And of course, King's like, hey, this is just like how it was in prehistoric times. That's how Tetradons hunt through their prey, like what I'm doing right now. So, hey, if you don't know anything about this, man, you're screwed. You know what I mean? So Zoro counters, does a 360-pound caliber Phoenix cannon, whatever it's called, and basically does like a blast towards King to get him out of the sky, because right now he can't do it because he can't find a way to reach him at all. He's just flying around and just throwing these attacks and just spamming it. He's like, well, if you can't hit me, you're screwed. I'm just gonna wear you out. You know what I mean? And then going for the finishing blow. That's basically King's mindset. So right now, of course, King is talking him down, and then he goes and does his Great Dragon Twister attack, which surrounds King in like this hurricane, this tornado, attack, whatever, and it's constantly doing a whole bunch of attacks to King. And right now, King is just covering up with his wings, and he's just blocking everything, right? So, and he's like, he's blocking with his wings. He's like, what the hell? Like, what? You know what I mean? That's kind of that's interesting. So, and then Zoro's like, so dinosaurs are basically like dragons. I guess dinosaurs and dragons are all the same thing, I guess, in One Piece, which is weird. They're just giant lizards. I guess they're all the same. Big lizards with tough hides. And he's like, you're not wrong. He's just on another level, right? So then Zoro, and then King transforms out of the Petrodon state. He goes back into his regular form, and then goes into a sword battle with Zoro. And God, I gotta say, King's sword is fucking awesome. And what's interesting about this battle now from here is like Zoro's trying to find out like what race is he? Is he a giant? Is he this? Is he that? Now I don't understand. I think I understand why Zoro's having these questions about himself, because you got to remember when the story started, Zoro was a pirate hunter. So, he was basically a bounty hunter, okay? And I'm pretty sure him being a bounty hunter, he did his research on the different races of the world so he could understand how to deal with them. Like, maybe understand their physiology and all this other kind of stuff. Like, what are they weak against? What are they strong? What are they strong with, etc.? What are their strengths, weaknesses? I'm pretty sure Zoro at some point did this. So that's why he's asking himself this question, in my opinion. I get it. I think there were some people, I don't know, I was reading some comments like, why would Zoro do that? Well, it's because he was a hunter. He wants to know everything about you. Like, as a bounty hunter, you want to know everything about you, right? I mean, why not? I mean, have information on these people so that way you can take advantage of it or whatever. Not shocking to me. And it was really, really interesting. It just starts showing Zoro's, his, he's smart, especially as a combatant. You know what I mean? If he knows everything about you, if he knows, what's good, what's bad, or whatever, he's got to take advantage of it. So he makes a really cool mention here. So he talks about the flame on his back is still burning and that he has wings, right? But doesn't, Zoro was going through, he's not a fish, but he's not a giant, whatever. So he makes a mention saying that there's something about his wings here. Hold on a second here. I'm trying to go back. There's something about his wings here that he mentions that I cannot remember. Something about him not using it or something like that. So, a drop of blood. After all those attacks, he still has movable wings in this form. They're not just for show, but I haven't seen him. So he hasn't flown with his own wings yet. That's what he's saying. So he's saying he has these wings and he's not dropping blood after all these attacks. Like, what the hell are you? You know what I mean? Like, I don't get it. So he's not using his wings, which is really interesting. Like, why not, right? So there's something there that he's trying to figure out, because if he can't figure it out, he thinks he loses this battle, which is interesting. And then we get to a really, really crazy part of the chapter. All of a sudden, Enma starts acting up, right? And right now, Zoro makes a mention that he hears a shamisen. Now, I have to look up what a shamisen is. I don't know what that is. If anybody can tell me down below in the comments, please let me know. Shamisen, and then right now he hears a sound from the sword, and I'm thinking, the minute I saw this, I was like, Komurosaki with the other blade. I guarantee you she's around and it's reacting to that. Whatever she's doing, she's around the corner. She's somewhere around here, basically. Now, I personally think this is what's gonna happen, right? I always said that Zoro will probably get 3 black blades against King. And in my original theory, I said what will happen is his original blade that he has from his training days with his partner back when he was a kid, I think that sword will finally break. And I think Zoro will end up getting Shusui somehow. And then from there, that's 1 black blade. He'll turn another 2 into black blades, which is the other cursed sword that he has, and Enma, right? So maybe. So now what's happening is we're getting this like this weird break in the fight here, because Zoro, this thing is happening and it's taking away Haki. It feels like it's taking away willpower from Zoro. It just makes his arm weaker. So now it's like what happened earlier in the arc when when he first tried to master the blade. It was trying to drain his essence. Then you saw his arm get skinny. And now that's happening again. And then the next cutscene that we see here is Odin's daughter showing up finally, because we've all been speculating. I've been seeing a whole bunch of theories and all that stuff on what Momo's sister, and I can't remember her name right now. I do apologize. Hiyori, I think, or whatever. That she was going to be the one to put the finishing blow into idiot Orochi. So this blade, I believe, is reacting to whatever Hiyori is doing, or Komurasaki, whatever she's doing, and I believe she's gonna use that blade and put the finishing blow right into Orochi, and he's dead, like dead. So she's gonna do something really cool. So now the other thing is too, what can happen here. So now that I'm mentioning blades being broken, I'm wondering if Zoro will end up with both of Odin's blades. Meaning that what if 2 of his blades get broken, which is the cursed one he got from the Grand Line, and then the old one that he has, and then he ends up getting the blade from Komurasaki, which would be Enma and the other one, and then getting Ryuma's blade, right? The Shisui, or whatever it's called, Shusui. And then those are the 3 blades that he'll turn to black blades. You never know. But at the end here, that's all that happens here. Of course, Orochi does not know that that's Odin's daughter. And of course, he's just happy that Komurasaki's back, because he's a weird little fucking perv. And Komurasaki, and then she's just going to murder him. And she's going to murder him dead. Okay? And I think that's going to lead into Zoro getting the other blade along with Shusui. So he'll end up with 3 black. He'll end up with 1 black blade, and then he'll end up turning the other 2 into black blades, which will be 3. Which would be really, 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 really awesome. All right, guys, that's it. That's my review for the chapter. This chapter was phenomenal. It was amazing. Everything about it was great. We're progressing really, really quickly. We're getting towards the end of this arc, and I can't wait to see how this goes. I can't wait for the next chapter. I'm hoping this will be the last we see of Orochi, in my opinion. Have a wonderful, blessed day, guys. Let me know your thoughts about the chapter down below. Like, dislike the video, comment. Give me your thoughts. Give me everything. Whatever your thoughts are on this chapter, comment down below in the video. Please let me know. Subscribe to the channel, and we'll have more One Piece content. You guys have a wonderful, blessed day. Take care. Bye.